They called me senile. So I made them sign everything over to me. I knew they thought I'd lost it the moment my daughter whispered, "He doesn't even remember his own birthday." Well, I did remember, I just pretended not to, because I wanted to see how far they'd go. Last winter I turned 79. My eyesight's blurry, my knees creak like old floorboards, and my hands shake when I hold my tea. But my mind? Sharp as ever, sharper than the vultures I call family. After my wife Helen passed, the house felt quiet, too quiet. My son Mike started checking in every few days. My daughter Laura visited with her husband, always smiling too wide, always talking about retirement plans. At first I thought they missed me, then I caught Mike snooping through my desk drawers while pretending to look for batteries. That's when I realized they weren't visiting me, they were visiting my money. You see, I never told them how much I had saved 40 years as an accountant, smart investments, no lavish spending. By the time Helen and I retired, we had more than enough to live comfortably. But the kids? Oh, they assumed the old man was too frail to notice their greed. One evening, Laura brought papers for me to sign. She said it was to make things easier just in case something happens. My hand trembled as I took the pen, pretending to squint at the fine print. She smiled sweetly, thinking I was too senile to understand. What she didn't know was, I recorded the whole thing on the phone hidden in my shirt pocket. Later that night, I called my old friend and lawyer, Charles. He'd been my golfing buddy for decades and owed me a few favors. I told him everything. About the fake smiles, the whispers, the papers. He chuckled and said, "Frank, you've still got more brains than all of them combined." So we came up with a little plan. The next week, I told my kids the doctor had diagnosed me with early-stage dementia. You should have seen their faces. Half shock, half excitement. Mike even hugged me. It was the first time in years. "Don't worry, Dad," he said, "we'll take care of everything." "Oh, I bet you will." I asked them to come over on Sunday. I said I wanted to organize my affairs. They arrived early, smelling of fake concern and expensive perfume. I sat at the dining table, papers spread out neatly in front of me. Charles was there too, just helping with the paperwork. I told them. We went through document after document. I nodded weakly, feigning confusion. "Just sign here, Dad," Mike said, handing me a pen. I signed shakily, pretending to forget my own signature. After about 20 minutes, Laura clapped her hands together. "That's it. Everything's in order." Except it wasn't. Because what they didn't know was, those weren't power of attorney papers. They were gift deeds, legally transferring all my assets into a trust. One I had full control over, with Charles as my co-trustee. The kids had signed as witnesses. I didn't even need to fool them for long, just enough for them to believe they'd won. A week later, I invited them back. I told them I'd met with the bank to finalize everything. Mike grinned, already dreaming of the inheritance. That's when I showed them the trust documents. Their faces went pale. "Dad, what is this?" Laura stammered. "Oh, that?" I said, sipping my tea. "That's the paperwork you two signed, making sure I keep full control over everything, in case I ever forget something important." Mike's jaw dropped. "You tricked us." I smiled. "No, I tested you and you failed spectacularly." Laura started crying. Mike stormed out. The silence afterward was sweeter than any revenge I could have planned. That night, I sat in Helen's old armchair, staring at her photo on the mantel. "You'd have loved that one, dear," I whispered. "They called me senile, and I made them sign everything over to me. It wasn't about the money anymore, it was about respect. I gave them everything they have in life. Love, education, chances, and they repaid me with greed. So now, I'm spending their inheritance one fishing trip at a time, with the only people who still treat me like I matter, my friends at the old folks club. Oh, and the best part? Every month, I send Laura and Mike a little postcard from wherever I travel. Nothing fancy, just 3 words written neatly at the bottom. Still remember everything. What would you have done if your own family tried to trick you out of everything you earned? Be honest, would you forgive them or teach them a lesson like I did? Tell me in the comments below.